now tuned into the greatest.
Dude, honestly, even if you have to pay for it out of your personal bank account, just use a business credit card or use dude, I'm telling you, it's worth once the IRS sees that you have your personal account linked up with your business account, dude, it's red flags, bro, all over the place, man. So take it from me.
That's why I was so gung ho on getting this business credit. Remember, we were talking about it earlier. Yeah. I was like, I don't want it to go into my bank account. So, or rather, business checking account, like a bank, like a business bank. Yeah. So I got that signed up. I got that separated. So nothing is crossing over, at least for the first 1,000, because the first 1,000 I had to pay it all out of pocket. But any of the things that I made from the ramen shop all goes to the business bank. I don't touch it. Everything that I purchase is on the business credit. That all ties into the other one. So just in case,
that's great. That's good.
Yeah. Just in case some shit happens, oof.
No, it just gets messy. It gets messy, bro. That's the problem. It gets messy because then you have to go through your whole freaking bank statements and take out and just show what all the expenses are. It's better if you just have I don't know if you have Quicken. Do you have Quicken or?
So I'm using, I guess, it can tie into. I'm using a software called Dext, DEXT, and the way it works, I upload invoices to it, and it'll auto populate where I bought it, etc. And then that's ready for whoever will do my taxes,
Easy
whatever
money.
It is. I just send them that file, and they can do whatever it is. But I have to make sure that I keep all the receipts, etc. But it's easy because I keep track of it. I can take a picture. I send an email to my own little account, and it's all good. But I wanted to say the ramen thing, right? So I think I fixed the throttling issue. The throttling meaning only so many people can put in orders every 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. And I'm not going to let it stew overnight because that was a lot, Brandon. That was a lot. I mean, I showed you a picture. It was it was a lot, man. Holy crap. Yeah. I got buried.
Nice.
I got buried.
Nice, dog.
No, not nice.
Dude, what are you talking about, bro? Listen, it's better than doing zero.
Correct. You're very correct.
I'd rather be absolutely, you know what I'm saying, overwhelming amount of business than zero. You know what I'm saying? But you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. You'll optimize. Listen, and I don't know about you, but man, I don't know why you don't have somebody working with you. You don't need the money, bro.
Because I opted to not.
Yeah,
I opted to not have any.
Superhero, huh?
I am. Yes, I do.
Listen, that is the biggest reason why chefs and cooks like myself and you do not scale. That is the primary reason. You want to do everything by yourself. I know. But what I'm saying is it's worth. Listen, my brother's going through the same thing right now. The fact that he doesn't have somebody with him. Okay, he has one or two people. I forgot. But I don't know. For me, from day one, I'm going to be training somebody. We're going to be learning together.
Yeah.
And
I should have.
And you're going to be better than
me. I don't know.
That's what's going.
I'm scared. I'm scared, Brandon. That's what it is. I'm just
what are you
I'm just because I was scared about it in terms of do I have to open a separate tax bracket? Do I have to pay a different fee? XYZ? I don't fucking know, man.
Let me tell you something real quick. Yeah, listen.
I know.
You know just what I was saying. Hey, here's $100. Boom. See you tomorrow.
Yep.
Come back next week. Listen, I don't care what you say. You don't need a high level chef like myself to come do fucking ramen noodle soup, dog.
Yeah, I just need to.
You need something. You over there washing dishes. You're fulfilling the orders. You're not going to be able to cook, wash dishes, and fulfill the orders at the same time. Okay. You're only limited to do what? You could probably do 50 bowls within that time.
50 bowls.
Max.
I maxed out to 50. Yeah.
Yeah. What I'm saying is you could do all the prep, but it's about execution. You bring in one body, you pay him under the table, say, hey, you're only going to work for 5 hours, you got to make it, you got to make it cushy. All you need is 2 to 3 weeks of training. And then that's the thing, bro. It's you can then scale a little bit more. If you don't start now, it's going to happen when it's too late. Trust me on this. You're going to be knees deep, right? Completely strapped. And then you're going to be trying to train somebody, bro, get the fuck out of here. No, you need to give people the what I realize is now in 2022 for a new employee to pick up, download everything and get the standard down. Dude, it doesn't happen like it used to, where like if you give me something, I can, I'm self-supportive. Not anymore, bro. That doesn't happen anymore. I barely see that anymore, where somebody can just pick up where you left off, or like download what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? It takes a couple weeks, man. But anyway, you gonna learn, just like Kevin Hart said. You gonna learn.
No, I know. I'm gonna learn. The purpose is, so again, here's the master plan, at least for my end, right? I want to get as much funds as possible by myself, so I can get a first full lease of the year on whatever space, because the training side of the menu is so easy. Brandon, somebody can pick it up. Even one of my other cooks. It's just 4 items. Wait.
Hey, okay, we're documenting this right now. Look, I want somebody to clip this, because I want to. The training part is so easy. Yeah. Okay. You say that now.
Got it. You
have to understand. You are the owner. The person that you hire is going to be your employee, right?
Yeah.
Employees are not. They don't have the same energy as owners, bro. You got to remember that, and you have to work with them, because you don't want to do everything by yourself. Like, listen, I got to be honest, man. I had this fight with somebody the other day. Like, I was just, because I'm a chef, I take my job very seriously, and I try to go above and beyond.
Yeah.
I do what I can. But, some people don't think like I do. You know what I'm saying? Actually, a lot of people don't. They don't go the extra step. They do the bare minimum, and, honestly, I don't blame them, and it's like, for me, it's kind of like, I'm going to lead by example, but, it's, you just have to take in consideration as you start to scale. You might think it's easy. Oh, this bowl's easy, right? This is easy. Like, this is rocket science.
You're right.
Let me tell you something.
You're right.
And I am not going to sit here and lie. Like, dude, I'm telling you right now, it's like children. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to slow it down. Talk to. I'm not now. Listen, now I might be wrong. You might hire a rock star that might, blow your socks off, and you could just let him run the shit by himself, right? But I guess it only takes time to find out, right? Like, I agree with you, and I think you could probably get a brick and mortar for cheap. I would just make sure to dude, once you sign that lease, there's no going back, my guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want those funds first. Yeah, like I want that security of the fucking funds first, and then I can worry about all the capex and all that shit. That's easy, not a big deal. The loans, whatever. Yeah. I mean, even if I'm projecting the same amount as I'm fucking making now, that's completely doable on whatever scale it is. But I just I don't want that overhead on top of me. Like, I have to pay. My fixed cost is like $2,400 literally every month just for rent. I'm just like, oh fuck.
Wait, for rent? You paying rent?
So.
You're paying rent?
No. But I'm saying, like, I'm programming it. So standard here in Jersey is like $1.93 to $2.40 per square foot. So I'm gonna say, like, I know that's nothing. That's nothing, my G. So, like, imagine if I can get like 1,000 square foot, right? 300 of which is like the kitchen, another 100 for the walk-in. That's all I fucking need. The rest is whatever. Yeah, seats. You
want people to sit down? You want people to come sit down?
Well, like 10 to 15 seats. That's all I want.
Yeah, because I would argue that you don't even
like small.
You don't even need like a full operating kitchen. I think you could get away
dude.
You could get away with.
Dude, I need 2 stoves.
Yeah. 2 stoves?
Yeah. Bro, 2 stoves. Yeah, one for fucking the top, the other one for like a griddle. So for the soups. Okay. That's all I fucking need, dude.
Okay, listen. I hear you. But I'm pretty sure, because you need the water boiling, right? You need the water.
I need the water boiling.
You need your broth at a good temp, like 180 degrees, right? You could for sure get away with 2 inductions, a few inductions.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
For sure, you're not wrong. You don't need this. Or the tabletop stove. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I feel like the more I get older as a chef. I mean, well, the project I'm working on behind scenes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking to this kitchen builder, and I'm like, no, you know what? I don't want that. I don't want, like, the days where it's the gas top with the oven underneath, man. Fuck all that.
Yeah.
Fuck
yeah.
You know why? No. You know why? Because I would much rather have a combi oven next to the stove. You know why? Because 100%. It's just a more efficient cooking machine. It is. Dude, the temperature barely drops, bro. I swear to God, I don't even want to waste time. You know what I want underneath is refrigeration. Motherfucker, that's what I want under the stove.
Bro, so here, Oh my God. So once we're ready, right? Obviously I'm going to give you a call, but like the way I programmed it is I have two, I don't know, 8 foot fucking like stainless steel tabletops, right?
Yeah.
Empty bottom. I have two like tabletop stoves and like 3 inductions for the soups.
But
That's
so
all.
this is
That's
what I'm
all I
talking about.
typically need.
That's what I'm
And then
saying.
like a prep fucking oven in the back. I need one oven.
Yeah, and
I
here's the
definitely need one
thing.
oven.
Here's the thing, and I'll be honest. I love cooking with gas. I love it, right? I do.
Yeah.
But guess what? When it comes to cleaning, bitch, when you wipe that
It's a pain.
induction,
Yo,
dude, when you
trust
just
me.
wipe that induction,
Takes
bro,
2 seconds.
dude. Let me tell you something. And I never really took that in consideration until I worked at Alinea. We had inductions on all the stations. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh, did you guys? I didn't know.
Yeah, well,
Actually, you would. Yeah, you would have it.
There was a cooking suite. Don't get me wrong. There was a French
Yeah.
tops, and now they have a fryer and all that. But like, what I'm saying is, when you involve a human, because a human has to clean that.
Correct. Yeah, we have to clean it.
You have to pull it apart, clean it. But what I'm saying is, with the induction, you can be on a stainless steel top. You just plug it in. It's just, and like, here's the thing: the heat is much more controllable. You know what I mean? But anyway, we don't have to get into that. All I'm saying is like, I'm even at the point where captive air. So I'm designing a hood, but you know what I'm working on behind the scenes. So
I do.
The captive air makes a self-cleaning hood. Who cleans the hood?
Oh,
who cleans the hood at your restaurants right now?
Well, the typical standard hood cleaners, whatever the state is.
Hood cleaners, right?
Like a hood cleaner.
Every night?
hood cleaners. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, every 2 months.
Okay, that's a little better. Well, what I'm saying is, the captive air self-cleaning hood is about 30% more in cost. But think about this: there's no human involved. It has water supply to it, right? You know what I'm saying? And a drainage. And so basically, if you're running a grill or live fire, like, I'm sorry, but that hood needs to be cleaned every day, because I've seen greasy hoods. I've seen a hood freaking, like, bro, we're not talking about maintenance. We're talking about daily cleaning, right? And what I'm saying is, you can remove the human from that issue, because it's going to have to be a cook, right? When you first start out, it
has to be a cook.
It's going to be you cleaning that motherfucker, right? Pulling the grates down. And like, dude, I'm telling you right now, man, like, it's much better to just, bro, self-cleaning, man. And here's the thing. Let me get back to more efficiency. Like, the days where the cooking suites with the oven underneath, bro, how many restaurants have you worked in where they put the plates inside the oven?
Oh, dude, I can list you right now. It's so ridiculous. Good thing we don't do it on this one, but I'm just like, I would dread if we had to do that on this one. I'm just like, God, can we please not?
Do you know how many restaurants I've worked in where we've had a full cooking range, but the thing is we use one oven for the plates and then one oven to cook in. And then the problem is that door, once you open that door, you lose most of that heat. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And you know what? And I was thinking in my head, like, why not just have a fucking plate warmer? Like, it's half the cost. You don't have a convection fan. You don't have anything. It's just a one heating element. You have a plate warmer in there. You put the plates in, whatever. And then next to that, you have refrigeration. But then next to the cooking suite, you have a rational oven. So where the cook can just open the door. You have double stack. Double stack. Like, fuck it. Yeah, it's $30,000. But guess what? With that piece of equipment, you can do so much, bro. I wouldn't even think about opening the. I mean, I'm not saying for you because it's just ramen, but like,
no, I know,
bro.
Rationale's a little too. Well, just kidding.
Listen,
I'm just saying, like, what should I want?
The rationale is arguably one of the best pieces of equipment I've ever worked with, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest, man. I don't care what type of restaurant you're doing, whether that's catering, whether that's banquets, whether that's fast casual. Okay, maybe not fast casual, but like, fast casual, all wood fire. It doesn't matter. Like, I love how, like, and this is going to be crazy because there's so many, like, there's a lot of open live fire chefs, right? Like this has been popular, and I'm not gonna lie, I love wood fire. I do. But you know what I also love in a restaurant? Consistency.
Yes. And live fire is so finicky, man. Finicky.
Well, okay, if that's the only thing that person's doing is doing the live fire, then it works. But not to talk about the tangent, but the thing is like, the wood burning oven, I'll be honest, man, J&R Smoker, they have got it down. They make a wood burning oven, but it's a / convection oven. So it's basically an oven. It's an oven, but it has a place where you can load wood in the bottom, right? And it keeps, and you just put the wood in there lit, right? and then it controls. There's a mechanism in there that controls the fire in the box,
and then just circulates the heat via air.
So there's a baffle that's electronic that controls the heat in the bottom. But guess what? If it drops too low, the convection oven turns on.
It'll turn on. Yeah.
So you don't lose your heat. And guess what? If it gets too hot, the convection oven turns off. Right? And
it turns off. Yeah.
So you don't completely lose your shit. Like, dude, this is amazing. But that's what I'm talking about. Like when you go to build your kitchen, bro, I'm telling you right now, I would piece that shit together. Piece together, man.
Oh yeah, dude, it's gonna be so small, dude. I'm telling you, I need not even like 10 foot of space, Brandon. Like like think about it. Like you even if we brainstorm around a 10 foot space, right, for the table ish, whatever. Yeah. And like 4.5 feet in between, like so you can move around and shit. And then just one line of shit, one opening so we can go into the dining room. Isekai style, so you can see us from like the chest up, and that's it. Like I definitely 3 induction burners. Oh my god, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
It's gonna be dope, man.
I'm kind of debating a fryer, but like, do I want a fryer?
Like here's the thing: you don't necessarily need a fryer. You could make one with just a stove.
Yeah, put it on top. On a stove.
Pot, yeah. But in all honesty, you can get that little all-clad fryer, and that'll do you just fine, man. And plus, all that stuff is dishwasher safe. You know what I'm saying? Like they're starting to make like home product that you can actually use in a professional kitchen. Now, do I recommend that you have a big ass single fryer later? It's not necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like what do you find? What do you find? What do you find, Chris?
Bro, it'll be for like it'll be for bao buns and for ebi fried shrimps. That's it. Like that's for the full menu. Yeah. This is not the current menu, but even the tabletop shit would work too. Like that's two little baskets. That's it. Nothing crazy.
I think you'll be surprised with how good the all-clad fryer is. It's pretty legit.
Yeah,
the all-clad one. It keeps the temperature really really nice. Like I think I'm gonna bite the bullet and get one. But I really try to stay away from fried food, man. Like, dude, I haven't. I know. I don't eat fried food.
I don't either
that often. But I'll tell you what, man. I am just like. Like every time I eat it, dude, I get so like it's too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like it feels heavy.
I made an onion ring video the other day. Super dope video, right? And it's funny because like I fried all these onions, but I had to taste like 4 or 5 of them. And dog, it was like midnight. Ooh. Dog, I went to sleep on that shit. I was just like,
your stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get into.
Well, to answer your question, so the owner, I know you answered was he thinks that I'm only selling like 10 or 20 bowls, which is fine. Yeah. But what he's not realizing is like the marketing side is so crazy on like the support on TikTok and Instagram or whatever the fuck it is. People are coming in droves, but he's just not seeing it. Yeah. I think if I showed him numbers, bro, I'm making like. In a day, like if I push this next week, I think I'm gonna push it for this Monday. I would love it if I break 1,000 for that one day.
Yeah,
like for real.
Yeah, it's definitely doable. It's definitely doable. Now think about this. Do you think you could leave? Do you think you could do without $100 on that and pay somebody to help you?
Of course.
Come on, bro.
I know.
Come on, easy money. Like, look, I know you want to do everything by yourself, but the ultimate, it's not about you. It's about the guests, man. You have to remember that. It's about the user experience. Yeah. Do you want yourself, making the actual ramen, or do you want to be interacting with the guests, giving them a voucher for next time, right? Like, hey, come visit me next week. I'll be here next week. Know people by their first name. Like, dude, when I open a restaurant, like that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to people's table and I'm going to make sure that I make a connection. I want to know their children's name. I want them to have all their special events with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is important because if not, guess what? Like, that was the one.
You're losing business.
That's the one thing I hated about. Being an F that Wolfgang really talked me out of, is being like just, buried in the kitchen underneath the stove. You know what I'm saying? And Wolfgang Puck, man, shout out to Wolfgang Puck. He pulled me out of the kitchen. He's like, hey, you have such great personality. He's like, you're always positive. You need to be in the dining room. And I'm like, okay, but who's going to cook? He's like, listen, 5 minutes is not going to bring the kitchen down. Go around to the tables and say hi to everybody. He's like, seriously, this is part of your job. Yeah. You are the chef. Go around to the table, say hi to everybody. And I did. And some people were just like taken aback, and I was taken aback. But then once I got used to it, it was great, man. I was meeting like literal freaking celebrities in Los Angeles, man. It's crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
I was doing it. So again, if as you know, there's a little window
Yeah.
that you can interact with me,
Yeah.
right? So I'm actually I'm getting some feedback. I'm speaking to them. I saw I want to say 4 people that return
Yeah.
customers. I was like, oh my God, I remember
Yeah.
you. You know, blah, blah. How was the bowl last time? So
Yeah.
it's kind of that I really,
Yeah, but what's really
I
important
really just
is they
want
don't
to,
see you over there sweating, slaving over there. You need to be connected, and you got
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
this is probably the best way to start a business, man. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Think
Yeah.
about that. This is the
Yeah.
absolute
Yeah.
best way. You build it and you grow it, and then like you watch it flourish.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? That's the best part. That's the best part. I think this is
yeah.
wonderful, man. I think it's great, man. Think about it. This was just an idea a couple months ago,
It was just
right?
it was just a thing, kind of like, oh, I think I could do it.
Right.
Fucking put it all
Yeah.
together.
So then what we'll
Yeah,
do is
bro.
down the road, we'll franchise it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's when that's where you're gonna make the money.
Yeah,
Listen,
that's when we're gonna
I
make
don't care
bank.
what anybody says. Listen, ramen is a part of American culture now. Okay. Now, I'm sorry. Listen, I love
Mm,
ramen. I love Japanese food. I think they respect the product so much. But like 10 years ago, 10 years ago, if it wasn't for David Chang, Americans would know nothing about freaking ramen at all. Like good ramen.
yeah,
Because I am American and the only thing that I knew about ramen was motherfucking Top Ramen. Okay.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know what real ramen was. You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
I'm just, it is what it is, but that was great. But hey, let's get into the caramel now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so it's all about a caramel. I'm a purveyor of. I think you could have gone darker. My preference, right? And I know that's your preference too, but I know for video's sake, people will get a little turned off if you turn that little bit darker than what it was. But like caramel 101, it's literally just sugar. You let it. I think the easiest way that I learned it was to notice the bubbles, right? And then you'll smell the
Yeah.
stuff. And then there's this one point where you're like, does it start to smell burnt? You have like 10 seconds, maybe not even. And that's how I teach my cooks how to do this. Like no matter what kind of flame, no matter what it is, just pay attention, smell and sound. And then as soon as you get that cream butter, boom, out, in and together. How would you explain I mean, I know this is what you explain on your process, but like run me through how you process
So,
into your brain when you're cooking that caramel.
so here's the thing, man. This was my process behind the video. So I can't tell you how many times I've had cooks or pastry cooks burn caramel and then have to start
Mm,
over, or it's not cooked enough, or it's grainy, or it's not. It's like
yeah.
you don't know what the fuck is in it because like a lot of people are scared of burning it. So what do? They
Yeah.
add glucose or inverted sugar or
Mm,
water or this or that, and it's like, listen, I totally get it. Like if you're making a bourbon sauce or caramel sauce, for something, you don't really need to watch it. I would say you can mix it
mm,
with water, make like a wet sand, and then
mm.
that will make it a lot easier. But here's the thing, for me, what I realized is it's a lot easier to teach a cook with a few tablespoons of sugar, right? Let them
Mm.
understand the process of what happens, right? And the thing is what is the biggest thing that happens with caramel? People leave the stove. Okay.
People leave it, you forget it,
Yep.
and then like this, burnt.
Gone.
Well,
Gone.
a little more than usual. You should
Yeah.
used to say.
So we used to, and so this is where it came from. So I used to make a Thai caramel sauce, right? So ginger, shallots, Thai
Yep,
caramel sauce.
amazing.
Fucking amazing.
Mm.
But guess what? I can't tell you how many times I would taste it, and the caramel wasn't cooked enough, wasn't like bitter. It has to be
Yeah,
like
it has
bitter.
to be better.
It has to be a
Thank you
little
for
bit
saying
bitter
that. It has to be
because
better.
I was trying to explain to the cooks like, hey, listen, you want it to be bitter but not burnt. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Bitter but not burnt. And I know that and there's this like very, very like thin line of where it's scorched, right? And it's funny because the reason it gets scorched is because the sugar will be melting and then one side will turn freaking black. And then they try to mix the
Yeah,
rest in to try to compensate. But no, see, this is the problem. So the way I used to teach it, I was like, hey, stop trying to make a third pan of sauce. Make
yeah.
one deli cup for today. You make one deli cup.
Hmm.
That's all you need. That's for 15 salmon. You don't need any more than that. But they would, as a cook, you want to get ahead. And I'm like, no, because you keep
Sure.
fucking up the sauce. So then I was like, listen, start with a couple tablespoons, okay? Dry pan, small saute pan. Don't leave it. You stay right here. It should,
Hmm.
because dude, brunoising all these shallots and ginger and garlic, dude, it's a fucking lot of work. So when you burn the sauce,
Yeah.
it's like there's nothing you could do about it. Because the problem is they would rush it, and they would, like, if you burn the caramel, it's better just to start over so you don't lose your veg. But anyway, needless to say, long story short, I've gotten so much success with teaching a cook a few tablespoons at a time. Watch it, observe. Don't stick your finger in there, please.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Any utensils.
Don't do that.
Or any utensils. I've seen that happen where, somebody wants to take a rubber spatula, stick it in there. I'm like, no, don't do that. I'm like, stop with all the bullshit, right? Stop the water, no water, no lemon, no baking, stop it. Just
nothing.
Sugar. Start here, and then we work up from there. Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny because, like, okay, so we were making a savory one. So instead of like butter and cream, we're adding the aromats, the garlic, and ginger. And then what happens is the water from those vegetables, cools the sauce down. But if this sauce is so delicious, if you cook it right, so the caramel is made to perfection, right, where it's a little bit bitter, but sweet. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
I do.
Caramel where it's undercooked, and then all you get is the sweet note. You just get the sugar note. You don't taste any caramel. But anyway, so then you add your aromatics, then you add your soy sauce and fish sauce, and then reduce that down until it coats the back of a spoon, or until it's like it's not too salty, and it comes out super delicious. And it was. And so that's how I taught and teach. And, like, some will argue that you put the cream first and blah blah blah. And I'm like, dude, you know what? Honestly, doesn't matter. What's more important? You have your mise en place together, and you're focused at the task at hand. And I can't tell you how much success I've had with cooks just making literally a quarter of a cup of caramel and then scaling up from there. Okay, hey, tomorrow you make a half cup. Okay, tomorrow you make, and it's about repetition. But hey, there are, now listen, there are 30,000 ways to make caramel. Okay,
not just one way, correct?
Right, like, but to know that basic knowledge, like, if, like, a good example, like, if you are, let's say you want vanilla ice cream, right, and you want to make a quick caramel. If you're at home. Just make a little bit. You don't need to make a bunch. Now, I don't make caramel in Teflon. All right. I always use stainless steel.
Stainless. Absolutely.
Yeah. But I mean, you can make caramel with brown sugar. You can make caramel with honey. You can make caramel with, maple syrup. You can make caramel with anything. You can add whatever you want. I think the thing is to learn how to do it properly first in a dry pan. Right.
Yeah.
Because you get, and then, hey, do whatever you want. There's so many ways to cheat it. Right. Glucose is a good way. You just add, if you just add a tablespoon of glucose, you will never have crystallized caramel. Like,
that's cheating. Like, honestly, still though. I think it is. Like, I think the purpose is to learn it from the basic of it. Just sugar in a pan and heat. Take note of how it fluctuates.
I like adding a little vinegar or lemon, right? Because this will help it not crystallize. But at the same time, like, there's so many different ways to cheat code it. But, like, you can. The most important thing is to learn how to do it correctly, right? Like, and then move on from there. But, like, I think it's just really important because sometimes I want to drop some knowledge. And but you know what? I don't know. What's your thoughts on it?
I mean, on all the comments that I was reading earlier. Why didn't you add this? Why didn't you add that? Literally, the water, the vinegar, the lemon, and pretty much your main response is, let's learn it the proper way first. Let's just literally learn it with sugar, your pan, and your heat. Pay attention to how it bubbles, how it froths, and then literally like use your senses for it. Because again, we've been at this for so long. We can literally do this with our eyes closed. But like for a new cook, what happens in a span of a second, they miss it. Right. And then it's over or it's under or whatever. For us is like, okay, well, then we just kind of move on and redo it again. But like we have to pay attention to the senses. For me, again, the way I know how to do it is I wait for my nose to pick up the sour burnt. I know for literally like 10 seconds. I will boom. I'm like, okay, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. And that's the same thing I do. So once it starts smoking and you can smell it's bitter. I said that in the video, I think. Boom.
Yeah, I think it did too.
Let's go, because you have a short window. But dude, that's a great point, man. And like, honestly, I don't have time. Dude, I have zero time to read all the comments anymore.
I know you do. It's okay. I got it.
I feel bad. I feel bad sometimes, but
nah, I don't feel bad.
TikTok is a crazy world. Okay.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but like, dude, I don't know. I feel like as the time goes on, I just can't take it as seriously as I want to anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to just like keep it onward and upward, and like, because I still have to
just keep it moving. I got to keep it moving.
But like, bro, I gotta be honest. When I post, like, if I post 5 videos in a week, dog, it's just an unreasonable amount of comments I get. You know what I'm saying? And like people are expecting, and I feel bad. I genuinely feel bad because I know some people want to learn and want to know. But it's like, hey, shout out to all my followers out there. I appreciate you, but like, dude, I don't have time to freaking answer every question into detail, because it's like that question leads into a question for me. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. Yeah.
Because like the reason why you don't add, the reason why is because like if you type in caramel on Google right now, you're going to get 30,000 recipes. And that's why right now you should go follow me on YouTube, because I am coming out with the Chef Authorized Pro. Don't worry, it's coming soon, but I really want, like, this is KC. This is the thing. If you pull a recipe, like you as a chef, if you pull a recipe from the internet, you can tell. Like if you look at it, okay, this seems good. Okay, great. But I have to admit, some of these food bloggers, okay, some of them are fucking awesome. Like their recipes are legit. Their food photography is amazing, videos amazing. But listen, some of them are shit. Some of them just slap up a recipe. They don't even. And I'm not going to sit here and trash anybody, but what I want to do is I want to teach you as the cook how to troubleshoot a recipe, right? Like if I give you a recipe, Casey,
that's more important.
You pull from the internet, you pull it from the internet and you're like, damn, okay, this doesn't make sense. I remember pulling a recipe like a couple days back, and I was like, I want to try to make this. Oh, okay, it was for Passover with matzah.
Okay.
And let me tell you something, man. I made this fucking dish that was just trash. Like it was literally trash. And you know why?
Oh wow.
And I should have known this because I was using matzo meal. Matzo meal, okay, which is like baked cracker. But here's the thing, dude. I was using it and I'm like, this seems way too dry. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because I was in my head, I was consciously thinking about it, but I was like, okay, let me follow the recipe. And then boom, what do you know? I put it in the oven, bake it. It's way too dry, like Jesus cracker dry. And I'm just like, damn, bro, that's what I get. And and I think sometimes an extra egg or a little bit butter or like a inverted sugar, a couple tablespoons of one of these things usually fixes it. It depends on some eggs weigh X amount and some eggs weigh, you know what I'm saying? Same thing. Like I hate the American measurements of no, sorry, I shouldn't say American, but I hate the cup
US standard. US standard instead of metric. I know, trust me, I know.
It's so inefficient. Anyway, it's all good. You won't believe what I did though. So I was filmed. So for everybody that doesn't know, I got a YouTube series coming out. I'm gonna post my first video on Friday. I'm super excited about this.
Ooh.
So if you're not like, I've been working really hard behind the scenes on this. I've been taking a little break from YouTube so I can focus on this. But I think what's really important is I think a lot of people don't see what happens behind scenes. Let me tell you what happened. So last night I get a message from my video editor. He's in the Philippines and he's 15 hours ahead. You know what I'm saying? He's like, hey, Brandon, I'm not gonna lie. Clips 7 through 5 don't have audio. We're talking about 2 full YouTube videos, my guy.
Oh,
and it's not me cooking. It's me head on. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm doing a equipment identification type deal. Dog, I'm just like, fuck. So I'm looking through the footage and I had it set on slow-mo, which cuts the audio.
Oh.
And I was
damn.
Like, and so here I am at freaking 10 o'clock at night, motherfucking recording a voiceover.
Reshooting the video.
No, I just did the voiceover. I couldn't reshoot.
Just the voiceover? Got it.
Voiceover, and it was funny because then I like send it back, and he's like he didn't know what to do. He's like, I don't know if you want me to just put B-roll over it. I was like, okay, no problem. He's like, I know, I'm sorry, it's late over there, but I wanted to get working on this because it was only 1 p.m. at his time, so he had
yeah.
But I think a lot of things, like, dude, I can't tell you, and I'm not a professional videographer or a cinematographer, and I don't claim to be, but I really do my best. It doesn't come naturally for me. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I really do my best to try to streamline my shooting. So it's the best quality in that moment. The audio is good. Like I really try to do my best to make sure the video is engaging, all the above. But that's the hardest part about creating content. And the thing is like, man, I feel like a lot of people don't see what happens behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? With creating content. You're smart. You do the point and shoot with your cell phone and then call it a day.
It's just for quick content at the restaurant, bro. I mean, come on, my phone's right there. I'll do it right on my phone. I don't even bring camera, but like I have a project working, Brandon. I'll let you know in a little bit.
Okay.
But I have some details on the tail
Yeah.
end there.
Dude, we all got
But yeah,
stuff
man.
cooking, man. Listen, I
Yeah,
got
I
to be
know we all
honest.
got stewing.
Yeah, I am like this new project that I have working on. Okay, not my YouTube one, but the other one that you know about, dude. I am so excited about this shit, bro.
I know.
I am so excited about this, man. It's time. It is like I've been more excited in my life, and now I'm at the stage of my life where like it's either do or don't. Like, okay, look, I'm 36 years old, right? So I got one more shot. But I'll tell you right now, bro, at 49, 50, I don't want to be fucking slaving away at the goddamn stove anymore.
You're
You know
done.
what I'm
Yo,
saying?
as you should. As you should. You should not be in the kitchen anymore. In my
Yeah.
opinion, 50 years
Yeah.
old, bro, that you're good. Just
But
you're
that's what I'm
fine.
saying, man. That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
dude,
yeah.
it's really important because a lot of chefs don't think like that. And
Yeah.
I see a bunch of chefs that like, you know, we run restaurants for other people. Like if I have the ability like to have chefs that work under me, I want to help them flourish. I do.
Yeah.
I want to see them flourish, man, and invest in them. Like, good example, if I'm able to like create a restaurant group, I'm going to be like, hey, listen, this is your restaurant, and I want to give you 15 to 20% equity.
Hell yeah.
This is you.
Hell yeah.
You deserve this, good or bad, whether the profit's good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that is what other chefs need to do with their like. A good example is like you have chefs with 12 to 14 fucking restaurants, man. And all of their chefs are like, well, okay, I don't know this for sure, so I shouldn't speak on this. But for sure, when I was coming up, 4 or 5 years ago, I realized like this is just a waste of time. Like, what am I going to die here? Am I going to die here? I'm making this guy millions of dollars, millions, my guy, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Right, like, dude, I see the profit and loss. I see it. And it's like, fuck, man.
Isn't it hurtful when you see the gross? I still remember the first time I saw on my peak on the corporate Brandon, it was 17.6 million.
For just the restaurant you worked at?
Just the restaurant that I managed for that 1 year. I was like, how much did I get fucking paid on that 17.6 million? Bruh. I was exact. Yeah. Hard line right there. I was like, nope.
Dude.
No, sir, dude.
Listen. Okay. And like, okay, honestly, were you serving beverage too, or
serving beverage? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So honestly, it's not all food, but guess what? You're a very important part of that operation, right?
Yeah.
And you go to ask for a fucking increase, and they try to come at you with $5,000.
Yeah. Nah, bro. Nah, dude.
What? Dude, you should be getting. Listen. All I'm saying is, to be the executive chef or the executive chef partner, you should have a big slice. That's all I'm saying. And I think now more than ever, I'm going to push for this, man. I'm going to listen, I love general managers of restaurants. Front of the house is very important, but I'm going to be honest, man. If I have the opportunity, I am going to run this motherfucker, right? Like I'm going to be the one, the facade. I'm going to be like, it's going to be chef driven.
You're it. Yeah, you're it.
And then the thing is you have to raise the next generation of cooks. I feel like the last 10 years, all we've done is pushed them down. You know what I'm saying?
You're not giving them the ability to.
And now you see all these restaurant groups are backpedaling now because of COVID, right? And guess what? Everybody's like, fuck that. I'm going to jump a career. I'm going to go something else. I'm going to go do something else. I'm going to go DoorDash. I'm going to go. And now we are starting to change that narrative. And you see it. Hey, we're giving you a $1,500 sign-on bonus. You can work 5 days, only 5 days a week, 8-hour shifts, or 2 breaks a day, or this is happening now. And I think if you're new in the restaurant business and you got to be competitive with your wage. Nowadays, I didn't even ask what I was getting paid when I was starting at a restaurant. I was like, hey, sign me up, let's go. Now it's like, okay, wait, before we even continue this interview process, how much am I making? What's the range?
Thank you. Yo, that should be the first fucking conversation right there. Every time. I don't care what anybody says.
You know what was told to me when I was coming up? They were like, well, salary is not the only thing that's important. I'm like, I need to know what the fuck I'm gonna make. Like, hey, bro, hey, calm down. Let's talk about it. Like, cause dude, and I don't blame anybody for asking, because I think it's really important, man. I think it's really important, but hopefully we are on the path to success, with the restaurant industry. But Casey, it's really important for me to absolutely help the younger generation, man. I find so much joy and happiness. I was just talking to this guy on IG who DM'd me. He's like, Chef, I want to go stage. And I'm like, listen, I was giving him some advice. And, that brings me joy and happiness. You know what I'm saying? To like help another person and help him, be successful, because like ultimately we got to pass the torch, keep it going. Like, believe it or not, your ramen shop is going to be successful. Guaranteed. You know why? Because you're in it. You're 100% in it. But like, if you were the young KC at 24, 25, you can honestly admit, like, I don't know, might not be a good idea, right?
Yeah.
And I hope your wife, I'm sure your wife is supportive, right?
Oh, very. She's like, do you, she even asked you want me to help you? I'm like, bitch, you make the money. It's fine. Don't you dare say that. You stay where the fuck you are. Let me do this shit.
You know what? I think what's really important, and I told my wife this too. Because dude, I love my wife, man. I can't do what she does. I'll be honest, bro. She raises my children and our children, and like, she is so nurturing. She is so fucking, like, it's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see the mother of your children like nourishing. Like, it's fucking crazy, man. She takes care of these kids, and like, I feel fucking bad sometimes, Casey, because I'm such a dick. I am. literally.
But at least you understand it, though. At least you're like working on it.
You know what? I understand, and I'm wrapping my head around this right now because a few weeks back I was trying to teach my son how to ride a bike without training wheels. Okay. And here I am, pressure. Like, hey man, you can do this, and he could do it. He could. I wasn't holding the back of his seat for long. I'd let go. He'd be pedaling. I'm like, dude, you're doing it. And then he'd freak out. To make a long story short, I put so much pressure on him. He didn't end up wanting to do it. You know what I'm saying? And then I told him, and then I'm trying to bribe him. And I'm thinking about this now. And I think this is really important for me as a father, where I'm like, hey, dude, you can do it. I'm like, check this out. I'll give you $300 right now to ride your bike without training wheels. As I said, it started at like $100. It started out.
My goodness.
I'll give you 150. I'll give you 200. Dog, get this, man. Get this, my guy. My wife sends me a picture or a video of him riding his bike yesterday. Okay.
Wow.
It was just like, riding his bike, and she
nonchalant.
Said, hey, she's like, hey, he wants you to watch him ride his bike. But you know what I realized in that moment? Like, because she makes him feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. Yeah.
She's mom. So this goes back to being a chef, for me, being a chef and putting pressure on cooks and putting like fucking pressuring sous chefs. Like, hey, get this done. This done. But ultimately, the thing is people are doing the best that they can in that moment. And that's what we take for granted.
We need to understand that. Yeah. We need to understand that they're doing their best right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, and I couldn't agree more, but sometimes I lead my team, or I lead my kids like it's a sports team, right? Like, because I'm the fucking father, and yes, they do need that sternness, and yes, I have to play bad cop, and yes, they do take advantage of my wifey. Like, if my wife says, hey, turn off the tablet, my son doesn't listen, right? He'll take like 2 or 3 times, right? And then, once she gets upset, then he turns it off. If I tell him to turn it off, it's immediate, right? But it's funny because I feel like sometimes I'm envious of my wife being able to get the same result that I was able to get, but the easier, softer way. Does that make sense?
No, it makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely makes sense. Yeah.
So my son wants to make me proud by riding his bike. You know what I'm saying? And he wants to do it, but then I was making him feel uncomfortable, like putting the pressure on, right? But he's fucking 6, dude. He is fucking 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? And then for my wife to send me the video, I was so happy. But on the inside, I'm like, okay, like, there are several ways to get to the result, right?
Yeah.
Here's another good example. I'll close with this. When I worked at Hotel Bel Air with Chef Hugo and I were very same, and we were very similar in our leadership style. Okay. But we were not approachable as chefs, right? Like, if if you needed a day off, or if you needed something, or if you know what I'm saying? So just to make a long story short, one of my sous chefs, Sachiko, she was like the mama bear, right? All the cooks always came to her about everything. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're having personal issues, whether they need something, and then she would come to us and say, hey, XY needs this day off. And I'd be like, no problem. Boom. It wasn't until the following year when HR told myself and the chef that we need to be more approachable. And I was taken aback. I was like, what are you talking about?
What do you mean?
I'm the most approachable. Yeah, and she's like, well, this is just feedback from your staff, from their daily, from their yearly review, their yearly, whatever it's called. Yeah. And I'm like, and they all agreed that it was just easier to talk to Chef Sachiko, which was, Mama Bear. And I was like, damn. But, instead of getting mad, I didn't get mad or anything. I was just like, you know what? That is good. That's a good perspective. And so the thing is, the HR director, I shouldn't be dropping names, but I think this is a good point because I don't work there. It's been a long time. But she's like, hey, do you ever have a conversation with any of your cooks, blah blah blah? And I'm like, no, not as much as I should. And it was just like eye opening for me. And so that's why I always try to be approachable now. You know what I'm saying? But here's a good example with my children. Like if my son wants something, dude, he doesn't want to ask daddy. He would rather ask mommy.
Of course.
And
of course.
Anyway, I know I got off on a tangent there, but that's why I truly believe, and this is where I was getting at, is you need to have something for you, right? So this ramen shop is yours. This is yours that your wife can support, but she's not a part of, but you support each other. You know what I'm saying? But this is yours. And then just like she has her thing that she needs to do. And I told my wife the same thing. You need to have something that you do that doesn't involve me or the kids, but I can support. And that's why she's investing in real estate, and she's gonna crush me soon.
I feel that. Yeah. My wife makes a lot.
Casey, she's good at it, my guy. She's good at it.
Yeah.
She's good at a lot of things. But 80% of her time is taking care of children. So it's just a big, it's just important because, like if I were in charge, bro, it'd be a different world, bro. It'd be like military over here, man. I would say, damn, I feel bad, man. Like, dude, that's why I'm starting to film at night because I hate telling my kids to shut up. Like I hate telling them be quiet or a good example, when I do this podcast, I'm like, hey guys, it's time to be quiet. I'm doing a podcast, or they just have to leave because they're kids, man. They're so loud and obnoxious, man, all the time. And I hate doing that. I hate being that type of dad that just kind of shuts them down, But it is what it is.
No, I feel you. But I guess at the end of it all, as Brandon was saying, I need another person. However, again, listen. I
guarantee. Hey,
I want to hit the goal first before I do, get that one person. And I think the training is sort of easy. Sort of easy.
You can say whatever you want, but honestly, if I were you, I would definitely have a second person. In all honesty, maybe it might be worth it to put a little thing on social media. Hey, if anybody wants to come work with me, check it out. Make some ramen, get some free food. Take the leftovers. I would position it like that so you don't have to come out of pocket, but just start planting the seed, right? And the reason I say this, Casey, is because I'm telling you right now, in order to get more business, you're gonna have to spend a little bit more money.
I know. I know.
And in all honesty, your situation is really nice right now because you don't have to pay rent.
Yeah.
So I would ride this out as much as possible, right?
Yep.
Arguably, turning that into a ramen restaurant, depending on what the rent is, you know what I'm saying? 2 days out of the week, and having your existing staff take care of that.
Interesting. Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know that it might be too messy. You know what I'm saying?
It might be.
It definitely might be too messy. Yeah.
But I want my own brick and mortar. Just saying.
Yeah.
Or ghost kitchen, doesn't matter. Whatever the fuck space is, it doesn't matter.
Well, I think there's a huge difference between brick and mortar and ghost kitchen because in all honesty, if you want to do sit down, it's just a different ball game. And the problem is you are forced to put butts in the seat. That's so when you have the ghost kitchen, obviously the thing is overhead costs are not going to be that much. You don't have to pay insurance. You don't have to pay this. You don't have to pay that. But the thing is it depends on what you want to do. And then the bigger thing is just going all in on that shit. All the chips in the middle. And I think you're going to be surprised. I think you're going to be successful no matter what. Because ultimately the food is good. You know what you're doing. You know how to cook. And listen, you know how to run a business. That's the most important thing. A lot of chefs are missing one of those key items. It's either one, they know how to run a business, but they don't know how to cook. Or they don't have any personality, but they know how to run a business, right? There's different types of chefs. And to be the full package is very difficult right now. You know what I'm saying? And you definitely can't do all things at once, but you got this, bro. I think, dude, getting to 3 to 6 months, seeing how much revenue you have, and then proposing this to take out a commercial loan, because it's doable. It's doable.
Yeah, very doable.
But they have to see the revenue, though. They have to see, like, you can't just have the idea. You have to have facts. You have to have bank statements and everything, you know?
Mm-hmm. I know.
Like,
I'm getting that compiled together. I think, again, if my projections are correct, even in the 2 days, like if I can just run 2 days and I sell an average of 60 to 70 bowls on those 2 days, that's a couple, that's like almost $1.5 grand per day, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know?
The only problem,
very doable.
Is that's not enough. Yeah.
Correct.
That's not enough. They like,
correct.
If you're going to, it depends on what you're asking for. So like, let's say if you have 50 grand over 6 months, right? And you're going to ask for $250,000, they're not going to do that. But the problem is they don't want to invest in a business that's under $100,000, right? They want to invest in a business that is going to produce some cash and also, you know, hypothetically be able to pay the loan back. So that's what I'm starting to realize. And especially if you don't have a track record, it makes it that much harder to get a loan.
Yeah.
That's what I'm realizing with
small business problems.
Yeah. But like, you know, it's doable. It just takes
very
a lot
doable.
Of work. What I'm realizing is so what I'm realizing with real estate, with any type of investing, once you have a portfolio or once you have a, you know, like a business already, it's easier to leverage that business to borrow more money. Right.
Correct.
So here's a good example. If you say, hey, I have this ramen, like let's say you're 3 to 5 years in, right? The first ramen restaurant is the hardest. And once, you know, after a year, 2 years of sales, you're able to take this and say, hey, these are my sales. I'd like to open up another one, but in this location. But what I'm saying is, fuck all that. You need to franchise that shit, right?
Yeah,
because
100%.
You literally just collect that check every month. Like that is the best idea, is to franchise, especially if it's just one singular item, because like, you know, that's why you need to start documenting and making the booklet now, you know, like 2020. Make the standard operating procedures, the times and temperatures, all that shit. Just get it into Google Drive. You don't even have to be pretty. Just start making notes, because that way you're able to send off that franchise packet, you know?
Excel sheets. I got it. Yep. I got all the specs and everything already, for at least on my end, right? But again, nothing too crazy. All it's stemming from Caramel, I should say, right? This is learning basics. Yeah, basics is what you will get.
Yeah, but you know, we pop off on this show though.
I do.
More guests back in.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get it soon. Nothing crazy. Any questions? Any concerns? You guys know our socials. Let us know down below. Comment, and then obviously, if Brandon doesn't reply to you, it's okay. He's busy. If I don't reply to you, I just don't get around to it. But I will reply eventually. I promise. I'm pretty good at it. But you know,
it's just hard. It's just hard, man. I'm
any questions
at both ends.
Yeah, I know.
I still work 55 hours a week, and then plus on top of that, I'm creating content, editing. It's just like,
I know it's a lot. Trust me, we're in the same boat, my guy. I just have a little more spare time than you do. For now. But when I finally get busy, holy shit! I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be, what?
Yeah.
All right, people.
All right, cool. Man.